Welcome to the Stratford IP Strategy Academy. In this session, we will talk about the power and dangers of protecting your IP with trade secrets. Let's get started. A trade secret refers to any type of information that gives you a commercial benefit because it's kept secret. It can be technical, commercial, financial, or scientific. For example, the Coca-Cola or KFC recipes, your business plan, your salaries, a machine learning algorithm, etc. Trade secrets have the potential to be as valuable and even more valuable than patents if they are properly managed and catalogued. To illustrate the inherent value that a trade secret can provide to a company, let's talk about perhaps the most famously kept trade secret, the Coca-Cola formula. While the company employs diverse methods of IP protection to protect the brand and design elements of their product, the exact recipe of their most famous product, the Coca-Cola soft drink, has been protected by keeping it a trade secret since the product was invented way back in 1886. If Coca-Cola had decided instead to patent their formula, the details would have been made public, and once the 20-year protection provided by the patent elapsed, Coca-Cola would have lost their competitive advantage. Because of their decision to employ the use of a trade secret, the secrets of the Coca-Cola formula have been protected for over 100 years. Here's an example of the power of the trade secret. In 2006, Coca-Cola found out that 2 employees were conspiring to steal the trade secrets to sell them to rival Pepsi for $1.5 million. Both, now former employees, were sentenced to 5 and 8 years in prison. It was actually Pepsi that had contacted Coca-Cola to tell them they were being offered insider information. Another example of a valuable trade secret. The inventor licensed the secret Listerine formula to Lambert Pharmaceuticals. Lambert, now Pfizer, made royalty payments to the inventor family for over 70 years, even though the formula was revealed during that time. Pfizer tried to stop payment after paying over $22 million for a formula that was no longer secret. It sued, saying that it was no longer responsible for licensing fees. The court ruled that the contract did not stipulate that payment should stop if the secret was discovered, especially since Pfizer had acquired the formula when it was still secret and derived competitive advantage from it. However, anyone who has access to the revealed secret can sell the product without paying royalties. Trade secrets give you immediate protection for an indefinite time period, as long, of course, as you can keep it secret. There's no cost to maintaining a trade secret other than the additional security measures you will need to implement to keep it a secret. We will discuss this later. However, it's important to note that the main drawback in regards to trade secret is that they are vulnerable to reverse engineering and theft. Coupled with weaker protection laws, if this secret gets out, it can have a devastating impact on your competitive advantage. Reverse engineering is a crucial consideration when deciding whether to protect a product with a patent or a trade secret. It's important to know that reverse engineering is not illegal. What that means is that you can buy an Apple Watch, then hire a firm specialized in reverse engineering who will produce a detailed report of how each of the components work, both hardware and software. For a sizable amount of money, they will provide you with a report which you can make public or keep to yourself. The report will provide sufficient detail to allow you to create and sell a clone of the Apple Watch, and as long as Apple did not apply for utility patent protection to cover any aspects of the technology, you are free to do so. Anything that can be purchased legally, such as hardware, software, and applications on phones, are vulnerable to reverse engineering. Same for any signaling messaging protocols to communicate between devices, as these can be intercepted and decoded. In this case, patenting is the best protection. You might be asking, considering the vulnerabilities, where then would using trade secrets bring an advantage? With software as a service, the innovation is mostly implemented on secure cloud servers. For example, artificial intelligence, and data mining programs that interact with client software, where the special sauce is implemented on the server. Hacking the server to access the software is illegal. Therefore, this type of intellectual property could be better protected using trade secrets. To benefit from the many advantages of trade secrets and to protect their potential for longevity, security measures must be put in place. Cybersecurity measures to protect company Wi-Fi, computers, phone, gateways, and network communications must be very solid and continuously upgraded to meet the highest standards. Development environments should be configured such that employees only see the source code that they are required to perform their work. Human resources processes are another consideration that must be implemented. For example, all employees should have access to basic IP training, so they understand the importance of wiping off whiteboards and avoiding technical discussions in public. During offboarding of an employee, they should be put on notice that they have worked on trade secrets which cannot be disclosed or used in their next employment. It's also important to make sure everyone treats third-party confidential information with the same amount of care as their own. Disclosing a trade secret, even inadvertently, can have disastrous consequences, so it's imperative to take every feasible measures to protect them. To establish, protect, and support their value, trade secrets must be catalogued. Contrary to a patent description, it is safer not to provide details on how your invention works, but rather only what it does and what problem it solves. Listing inventors and whether or not they are still employed with the company is very important, as it will impact the value of the trade secret. In addition to recording the key elements, it is important to identify any special security measures in place for this secret, and who is authorized to have access to all or part of the secret. It's also important to indicate when the secret is shared with a third party and to keep track of NDA's expiration dates. Finally, cataloging which products and services are associated with which trade secret is also important. By having a record of all important supporting evidence of your trade secret, you can demonstrate that careful and proactive consideration for its protection have been taken, thereby increasing its value, because the business value of a trade secret comes from maintaining it a secret. Trade secrets can be a very valuable form of IP protection if the invention cannot be reverse engineered easily and legally, if the trade secrets are properly cataloged, and if significant cybersecurity measures and HR governance is put in place.